Saguli, so today our topic is talking about the cold weather and the time that we're in right now, so around February and March. And our first question here, do any of you collect maple sugar or know anyone that does? And when is the best time to do it?
When Guialat Cadasa to go cleaning Gayalet, Yakin ite Gakalot. Nevilla dinatum quatican when they tap the trees on Sakalot. Nok ni Gayalet laxot congas Lakalota doka Nikanachake, doka Nikalontak. No Nasticano Wah no what garane takana nale Wahana Janutako Giwa. Nastica was some quiet, the Lola gets some got le okunha. Tonya a quick diagnostic was some guanega no de digan. What we again we kilo dito chilla to we laguilo calo don't we what gana it. Nastico nega no skio quick. Staski netos got that you're not the gits like a squeen up ne. Nokchi nega stick was some guanega no de some got le okuhama holongas. Nega conca queenie. Akilo i kwataka teke chinio con heskale chinio sistio leyas kahewa ya sakalodo ohalo ne akilo ya kwita in kwatola slum se chinio sles neko knito niko kaya la dano kas nawa eliha te aksot ka akilo i hos nagui ses haya yum wato kokniko ya kokwenya selatito ni kana cheke witoni ko neka wina lolo ke yaki tanua toka ni un jar sa ya kokwenya se chokni kun kakweni na ono takli maple syrup hawat tikokni ni kun ke ale tik kale agilo ki ni nastika lonte na what te ni ni thole as to hayo dali na wa olhane kale sekungui yo thole wasode Numa olhane nosto ha akilo yo daliha. When we tanwa end of February tanu tika no tunda sawa kalot. Sinyo le when we tanwa end of March kaskyo we tika dat katona he dia kini teke ale tian dos na he ti. Noksi tiki ni nyoti tiki ok ni nyoti ke ya.
What reason sinyo le do what sprout we.
Oh.
When did you get so? Kay ni mo dagidan ni ayak ni mo dagidan.
So the time span would be 4 to 6 weeks of, after they start tapping, then the sap starts to flow. Like I said, when the sap comes out, and my grandpa used to gather his grandchildren, and he'd give us that liquid, and it tasted awful. But he used to make us drink that, and he said that would protect us from getting really sick till the following year. It was, I guess, today they would call it a tonic. So that's all I remember. I never did it myself, but I remember my grandpa doing it. And then when my grandma would boil it, put it in, and it would turn into maple sugar. He'd have maybe 4 buckets full, and all she would get out of it is maybe 2 or 3 jars of maple syrup, because they'd boil it right down.
Nako.
Oh, ngini.
Ni agwate kaya len. Ka nata yung kalotagen sugwado di hadini noksi waglivalungo gejit. Odeka kastoni hadi elhan zalo diksto hogonga. Danon londe gwe rego gayo do kalen. kalle no kwadon e son sanotteko no själlen. Siinä kwadon slihahte son da no ja kui son tago gweni no slihahte dokka. Dokka ni gat seda ga slihahte da no sayan lossen. Skat seda te sagwenjas. Noksi lundeski ja voi go jagan. Tono chika hawi ne widoskilla di nigilhan. Ahona kali deke kallen. E son geftijo knatte lontsta kwesa.
Nikod pela so chikano no wan has ni don chikaya pure maple syrup la dinatunko.
Kanolong widosk.
Tuti so kayo don.
Nungas kaikanwan tokan jossa kehkoa kestästä skaikalnuta jaatan. Seada teguanossa negan. Vahakaloodongas noksi saa meipalok. Nunsti nion uskonin ladiksa saatawahan eden. Watsagon on degas tokan igat seda geswadella sodian dadin. Sahun di dahne. Noksi varski ja kuido gantalo lihados kadatka jahta noksi uhadi negilaski tacheet. Ne tonen nos niwa kadli hunden. Tuossa kadohtalun hakeesta tossun kalake tikat se dagelo noodi noolla. Sekin on.
Nekin niin. Ugat katsokin niin. Se on tuon niin. No on tuon clean. Eggs was just jahonaditin. Barks was we agwebun. Negiti dagaye na agwebun. No slia tiesat. Und war die londatin barks kala agwebun. Because clear gui, do what clean queen sat syrup. Liuk ni wat katukale. Ja kui suuta isa kunyasa no. Kale. Buckets. Ojak kui ni anajas. Oli. Vatsut. Liahtas. Siuk niin oli.
And what do you remember about cold winters when you were growing up? What did you have to do to prepare for a cold winter?
Nikan tikni hadont ne on. Lokas kwiti batolats tiwa huni seko. Kale e so kanye se ale kane tika e so kas kanye ya danu ne tone no chiwa. Ya te yung kwa ya snow plow. Ya kwiti ya wanchi. E ta kai so tatun yo tat sanas kwa ya kosadas sle kwi. Watu asase te tahni ne ya senas kinen laksot ka ne kwi ne los le tayangas sle ne tika hosle. Te tahni no he aan lehte. Ne chi se tauntung yesterday yung kwa snow plow tunung chudaka kilo wichu no kato ti hatini tano kilo kui so kasne kanye ya ne tone kuna nante today chutoske kanye ya nokchi yakya nante today just nini ya
En voi nate de yatsi no ningun kanye.
Nen tano chuda tikawi no dio lios ne chi so yun yung tahno des kale na yakwate agilo naskinen agilo lodiksto hokohana le agilo wikana na kene hakui no konto honjan daya eso kwilo honjan daya kanyok agilo wi honi se kwe hotian daya takichina na yoslade ya se tauntung kalhakonyo sahana hatian tako ne thone no ko sung tune ya weti kwatel hayan chino agilo aitwa yan tako na yakini no te ke letikan lake ni ka hayan tahni tijat kutni chi agilo ilakso talotel haya tonu tiga ya kaswale te ya halon jahke ne kwiti ko ha ne kwini tika ya kwate ka tahke na stikatohka kwini kalon ta ka halon jahke kilong weed. Jugi na timika teo ya hikas nak chap tika daklong disle. Jale kanusakta yung sungkwadi na wit yang ka ni kalong taasa. Ne jinit kanusakta yung sungkwadi. Jalewa ni sana laki kaha wah ni lonjah ke jauh ni kuting pada huncu ni. Nale nene onan tentale laki nene onan wat hayan dali de. Ya kilong we. Cini wasit wadong ya kote kata. So jelas jika tohka nak tajian tohta. Akilungi wakwi ka na haing kwa yentayang dake neja tohna nung tekan kenala wadong kalhagonya song. Yok ni yot chike ya. Yakini na te tikan hakilungi. Tanon yung wanong soto yakwine te tadevat insulate.
Newspaper.
Oh, newspaper. A brown paper ko swang kedong
Brown
sanan.
paper, newspaper.
Nas kiniting kayale aksat nere. He nikas ne yon so de chino. Ye kwanu wetsta dit kutanu pa ye he kese. Nas tikanwa kwat ketsko aste chiko kaskanya tahluni. Akilo. Okaya kinon to te akilo wi ai. Haing panu wakta ka anyo. Ne just ne yo thole tikan. Yakwite yo te ka kwa sundati. Aste chinala hate ka te laksat ka. Nas chile yo te yam onung sadali ha ne labong tu wakat ketsko. Tikyo krini chike ya le just ni at nale kosla ke ne untu.
Nei ki tikyon ini yo chike ya le wato Alaska screening chindai wadro de hadi. Kale nawata glogong godogong ga dohkan yuan islage.
Kale ya tato sakanye ya ko chele kungkuite.
Kungkuite kan. Kwa ka screening yulan nisli yor stanyo ne lo sakan to sakanye ya kwet. Kas sakahwista nawas ki wa. Da no wada glogong to no chika hawin dokag ni yosi da ya.
Jako.
Ja chofyon kala toktega. Da nos tin yuwata dadi. Wadin hodos. Ja kwite onju hadin hodos ja sadin wa sa tahen taun den jo total. Kala da tin sadla swiyan ko sa da sana skwahen kala sleda ni cutter. Negwi wasat sin kosta gene dat no kwanagat sok noa. Set. Noksi nagwahi Olivierski ni jog skwane non tola de atstgwi ni wadn doljado kwachin wan isla ni de gwain delin kan skwaya gwes get to no chika ha
Ladi donio to.
Ladi donio tola ni doni go ganyeon atstgi kan holondes danos ni kan negwi ni wadla skwiji de wano sane kanyon. Dan gavajiloano sa giwi wado kana squares kaning wadnoliano jet kont.
Yes, good. Benite wat to gastin yo thole
Ay nata de doyen delin.
Kelas det wat patak hinundi.
Basta te taun tuna dai gwa gone negin tukana gwahlonyo kan square one squat.
Neki ni just ni at no kondo ni wi jatin kwanung sawa no se kas kaning kwanung sa Konta dia security kan kanak take git kwele ka kilong tanma ka so when you made that when tika paper dolls ta ko dia kan ni wit ka ko dalong ko ko tadi ta cha thon to dan no ja kwit thon to ka kan tikwi kana ko he
Nok sel hier squeegee de dan is la nu en niet na town to no dai ba ga kalen Oinda squeedle ske gwa da gat da kwat no chika ha wi da ne kwit he onji wasa de on dai wat da sa den do son dat ja te sa on dai was risto gonna stegi
ta ne te ye ka kwa so
ja nun ni bad la spheres chi lana ha di ja gwa na glet kal ha yang ko na squeeding
gwa ya dana so
Dat was gaat in de ook dat je die ook wat in de nos kunnen. Ja nos.
Tuksilo no tos kutinen la farmer.
Dono te kalagwin gan was walo lis wa young dagu watching gan rodo hun John. Tigi ni near chikaya and noxil hugajin. Yeah, was squat cause
Yeah, a long time ago, like he said, when it started to snow, Christmas, when it started to snow, and there's a lot of snow on the ground all the time, not just little. And once the snow came, it didn't melt till in the spring. So we had snow all winter. And like he said, if you're lucky enough, you had a horse and maybe a sleigh to take you to the store because we didn't have snowplows in those days and when we were growing up. And we all played outside no matter how cold it was, but we never noticed because we ran around playing and we didn't notice how cold it was. It was really bad out, stormy out before we had to stay in the house, and we all had small houses. And I know myself, I would have to sit on the bed all day long coloring in my coloring book that I got for Christmas, and cutting out my paper dolls and dressing my paper dolls. So that was my day, but I didn't like it. I was upset because I couldn't go out because it was too stormy, but it had to be really blowing and really stormy out before we didn't go out. And there's nothing like nowadays, like kids don't want to go out, And of course, there's hardly any snow now. But back then, we had a lot of snow. We could even build a sort of an igloo. That's how much snow we had, and it was fun. And all the kids, we all lived in our sort of like our own neighborhood, and there was a lot of kids, and we all went out and played together, pushing each other on a sleigh or pulling a sleigh and made homemade sleigh.
Cardboard.
Yeah, cardboard. Just put a rope on the cardboard and pull each other, but they could really slide.
And we used to get together and walk all the way back to behind Evan John's back there on the hill, and that's where we went to go sleigh riding. But that wasn't too often because the parents wouldn't let us wander that far away by ourselves.
Ni se kola natin ni se nyoti.
Well, we had a lot of snow. We zugani. Kale. Neginin ya wajan dai. So wesa squini. Lai dawas. Ya lunjaka lageni. Tadod. Kusada squidat ni hawe. Kanu sakta wanag. No wezo yetwi. You wezo oyanti. Degningini stores you what not. Ya kan twin. Uskoge queen. Ya kuni adako kale.
Ito sadali hada.
And was ne kaniwa kan chewet no sadali hada.
Kale. Egwini wadu we ni wasa sjendot. Wanukwi calls dagen wadu wasundadi dalia. Nee ook niet. Kale ya tole we zo je daglogo. Nee yunin chikan huetsa. Nee so de.
Kanya
tahe.
Snow on a blanket.
We used to have a crack in the wall.
Yeah.
And that's where the snow blew in.
And they used to put brown paper on the walls, and make paste out of flour. I think flour and sugar. And they would mix that, and that would be the paste that they used to put brown paper bags. Because we used paper bags. They tear it all apart and put it on the walls where they think the cracks are. But it's funny that we never hardly got colds, even though like what Kola said, when he wake up in the morning, sometimes there'd be snow on his blanket.
When castor oil was
Yeah, collect skunk oil.
Skunk oil, skunk oil.
And skunk oil, your dad used to always give us skunk oil. At first,
You'd
if
go to
we got a
school. You'd go
cold.
to school too, and that's the first thing. The teaspoon. You tastes awful, but I guess it worked.
And my mom used to put brown sugar in a spoonful of skunk oil, and that's what I would have to take. And my dad would hold my nose, hold my nose shut so I couldn't smell it. Okay, so like it was a good life, even though
that was fun times.
even though we didn't have much, but we had fun. Kids had fun. Like
I
we
think I had
played.
more in those days than what I got today.
And like I said, we never realized. I don't think that we were poor.
We never had hydro either. We never had hydro.
No hydro, no running water.
No.
I probably was.
No inside bathroom.
Well, they say you're healthier when you go outside. And you ask, it's cold, I guess. You wouldn't be out there too long, though.
Okay, nityohtune.
So in our research, we came across this word for snowshoe, nityohtune. Nityohtune.
Tiyodlong sundakwa.
Oh.
Sundakwa.
Oh, kini na tikan. Kini takwe ni nahte agilo ya ni nahte tekliwa ya delitika. Sukonete wakanu te neka nahte wasnado. So this is something that I personally don't know anything about. But Colin was telling us that what his dad knew about it. So I think we're gonna let him talk about what he knows about it.
Yeah, we're going to pass number 3 on to Colin Dockstader and let him explain what he knows about it, because he's telling me and Olaf that he's seen it done in his time.
Yes,
We're-
they were at the cut to it. Nice and in. Like a nila, Clarenio.
But he knows you saw a scarlet.
Oh,
He's going to tell what his father has told him about it.
19. What's a Lego yo then? Winter time, what? The no is Sagan is what can you turn and go to. This near like the harvesting. Went 3 poles to canoe up to 6-8 feet long. That took near. Yeah, the yard and the way was Sadilatu when Sadilatin team pole. You can go.
Actually, what did we host? That was only
Well, my dad used to tell the stories about when he worked up north. I don't know, cutting wood or something, I guess, or hunting. I don't know. But they'd have to carry poles 6 or 8 feet long, and if they fall down into the snow, they'd have to climb up on that pole or lift themselves back up, or else they'd be stuck in the snowdrift. That's all I.
And did you have winter boots when you were growing up, or did lasis atta tall boots?
Yeah, we need yung wayan not yung what's doing was no boots, like winter boots. We didn't have that. What we had the boots that you put over your shoes. Like we had our shoes on and we had these winter boots, I guess what you call it now, but we would put it over our shoes.
Overshoes.
Overshoes, and that was our winter. Maganas.
Maganas.
They called it Maganas. It was something like, it was just a boot with lining, but it was really kind of big, but I don't think it had fur around it. It was just
No, you had to make sure you wore 2 pair of socks when you put those Maganas on, because they were just rubber and they were cold. So you made sure you wore 2 pair of socks to keep the heat in.
Did you have your own, or did you have to share with your siblings?
No, I had my own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had like with me, I had my own over boots. I guess they used to call overshoes. Got the over boots. Whatever, we had our own. Because I remember one time my mom got me the over boots, and I went out in this real deep water, and my boots filled up with water, and with my shoes, and I was so scared. My mom and dad coming home from work, so took my boots off and I put it in the oven. I was going to dry it before my mom and dad got home, and forgot about it. Cooked my boots. Oh, my mom was mad. Because those days money was hard to come by.
Yeah.
And here I was, well, I didn't burn it to a crisp, but it got small. I couldn't put it over my shoes. And I remember how upset my mom was, because, like I said, they couldn't afford, but they had to. They had to, because I had to go to school and I didn't have no overboots, so they had to go and buy me new ones. That's what I remember about my overboots.
And in those days, if you wet your feet, you better have some kind of paper to put inside of your boot, because that's the only way you could dry it. And
not put it in the oven.
And newspaper wasn't really readily available back in those days either. So.
Not paper towels or nothing either.
No paper towels.
Brown bags was the big thing.
Well, like, what you call it there?
And when you went shopping, you had to have a burlap sack over your back. That's how you carried your groceries home.
Like the Dutch, they put straw in their shoe in wintertime.
Well, I guess that's all we can do for you today, Becca.
Okay. Nityo.
Kind of give us tough questions here. Took us back in time that.
Well, it wasn't tough questions. It's just we never had experience most of that.
Yeah.
Because snowshoes really is used up north, not around here.
Well, they're using it more down here now, but no, never had it then.